Yo, hope all is well. Hope everything's been good with you. I hope you have been doing what you need to do, prospering, and living life how you need to. And just live it to the best of the ability you can. Today, I wanted to talk about kind of just the process of perspective and looking at things in life just kind of differently. Like, I've noticed when I tend to look at things a lot different in life, and when I tend to give things a different perspective and a different value rather than the negative or like the positive one I would give it, it kind of makes things easier for me. Like, for example, let's say you work a 9 to 5. A lot of people tend to think of their 9 to 5 as like a invigorating and egregious process. It's something that's never really something that holds no value, something that doesn't have any value in the sense of how you want it to have value. And a lot of the time we look at it as like a negative connotation and just a bad thing. When in reality, it could be something good. It could be something extremely valuable. It could be something extremely good, and we just tend to look at it so negatively. It affects our whole mind. And I think if we just shift how we look at things and how we take these things in, I think it would be a lot more valuable to us. Like, for example, just understanding that it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like, for example, like with a job, you could look at it as like something more positive, something more out of a negative connotation. Something like, for example, I look at a job as an investor. It's not anything more than an investor. It's not anything less than an investor. It's someone that believes in my process so much that they're putting in the investment to me, even if it comes in the sense of me making an exchange of work. But I consider it an investor. I don't consider it a job. It's considered an investor for me. It's not a job that I have to have because I'm trying to make money. It's more of an investor that I decided to go for because I want to pursue what I love more. I'm looking at it more at a resource angle than I have to. And I know that's not as easy as it seems, and it's not easy for everyone to just be like, oh, well, I get to do this and I get to do that and not be super negative about it. I know it's not easy. But just being able to at least try to change that mindset and just actually try to appreciate some things. I feel like it'll really help. I've realized you could change your life, or you could change your whole you could change your life, or you could change your whole aspect of life if you just change how you take things in and your attitude. You could change your life if you change your attitude. And I think once you truly change your attitude and you truly get to a point of where you're not just grateful for things, but you're just appreciative of things, even when they're things you don't want to be appreciative of. It makes life just a lot easier in that sense. It just makes it more fulfilling and more positive for you. Being so negative each and every day is such a thing that when you do it so much, it doesn't just become a negative outlook on life. It becomes a negative outlook on yourself. And having that negative outlook on yourself doesn't provide no value for nobody. It don't provide value for you. It don't provide value for the next man. You can't have such a negative outlook on life. Like, you only can become a hater for so long, kind of thing. If you hate forever, then you're gonna then grow to hate yourself. You know what I mean? And we don't want that here. We don't want to hate to grow ourselves. We don't want that kind of stuff. So you gotta learn how to just be more grateful for things, man. Be grateful and just look at things differently. It'll really change stuff. It'll change your life. Just the same way as changing your attitude will just help things. Change your attitude, you can change your life. And there's so much shit that I feel like if I change my attitude towards it, it'll be a lot better, and I'll look at it a lot differently, and it'll be a lot more fulfilling for me, or just a lot easier to take in. Sometimes you gotta take that thing that has that negative connotation to you and just give it like Give it a positive connotation, even if it isn't something that you want to look at in a positive light. That positive light you put on it will then make it, even if it's still a negative thing at the end of the day, it will now make it a seed. It'll make it a seed for growth rather than a seed for a weed that you have to pull later on. And that's all negativity is. It's just weeds that you'll have to pull later on and have to deal with when you either can handle it or when you can't. You don't grow weeds when you have all the tools to get rid of weeds. You only grow weeds when you don't have a sickle or you don't have a lawnmower or you just don't have any other stuff to get rid of them. So why waste the time of growing weeds when you can simply change how that seed is perceived? You can change what that seed is by simply changing how you're perceiving and your attitude towards things. There's no point to keep your seeds to be weeds when you can simply just change your attitude, and that weed can turn into a beautiful oak tree or a cherry blossom or just anything other than a weed. But you have to be willing to look at it different before that attitude change can happen, or just that change period can happen. And I'm not gonna say I struggle with that a lot, but it's definitely something I want to work on in a sense. But it's also like I don't know, it's just something that could be changed. But yeah, that's really all I got. It's just kind of like a more simpler talking video, but something that I just feel like when you really change your attitude and you're just grateful for more, and you just look at things a lot differently, even when it's something on base level, like with that job example, it makes things a lot more fulfilling and a lot better. And when you don't go into things with a negative expectation, it leaves a lot more room for things to actually be good and genuine for you and just beautiful at the end. So look at things differently. Be grateful, change your attitude, change your life, and just live how you want to live. And yeah, do what you need to do. That's really all I got today, just a little talking video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. You'll see me tomorrow. I'm always here every day. You'll see me tomorrow. But yeah, the best sign. Muchi. I will catch you in the next one.